like I say, one of the things, like I've been talking about, one of the things that was really important to me is to also showcase kind of how the world's running right now when it comes to our nightclubs and when it comes to our restaurant venues and a lot of places that we as musicians perform, artists perform, and DJs are very crucial and very important to these venues. So I kind of wanted to bring her on and just discuss kind of what that's about and how that's going. So let's go ahead, and I think I got you now. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
I can.
And I can hear you.
Yay, it works. Man,
I know, I'm so excited.
I know technology has been one of those things. You know, I've been running shows for years now, and this is one of those things I've had a lot of different technological feats to overcome, and Skype was one of those things I've never thought I would have to go figuring out. How are you doing, DJ Audioprism?
I am doing great, Kyle. Thank you so much for having me on Trios.
Oh, I couldn't be more happy to have you on. And like I say, we have been. This kind of worked out so well because we've been trying to find a way to bring you in and to. I wanted to have you on. I want to have you on and spinning for us. You know what I mean?
Yee.
So I want to tell everybody real quick. I have some experience with DJ Audioprism performing with her. Performing, spinning, and I have some experience being in the room while she is kind of just lit it up. You've done karaoke as well, right? Didn't you? Yeah, you hosted some karaoke over in Midtown. G's, shout out to
Yes.
G's.
Yep.
Yeah. So can you tell us how are you doing? How are things been going with you?
Oh, well, this year, like so many other people walking into 2020, I was finally like, oh gosh, we had a lot of groundwork laid for a lot of big expansion. I've been a DJ for 18 years now. And so I've known Kyle for about 7 of that, I think.
Yeah.
So when I first started being a DJ, I started in nightclubs and I started in bars down in Buckhead. And then over the years, like you said, I've grown, I've expanded. I still, worked with nightclubs and bars, but I also got to the point where I did a lot of sporting events and corporate events and weddings and everything else. And karaoke was actually a more recent addition because early in my DJ career, I did not sing ever. And, when people would approach me about doing karaoke, I was always like, no, I don't sing. But another DJ that I knew who is now my significant other, kind of roped me into the scene because he was leaving to go out of town one time and said, hey, could you please host my show? And I was like, no, because I don't sing.
Uh-huh.
And he said, you don't have to sing. Just get other people to sing. And I was like, cool. But then I started discovering, the joys of singing. And, X number of years later and a lot of practice and a lot of trial and error. Sometimes I have songs I really like to sing.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of the year, the direction that I was heading, obviously is very different now. Because what I was looking forward to were a lot of events, and here we are. And like you stated earlier, we're in Georgia. For people listening, that means, hey, we're still in a public health state of emergency till October 10th. Yay!
Yes, we are.
That's our holiday season coming at you right there. So that being said, when it first started, when we first went on lockdown back in March, we were looking ahead and thinking to ourselves how much we were going to, that not that it would be over an X number of months, but after a certain period of time that we would, be able to go back to work eventually. Yeah. But unfortunately, that has not been the case. We've had swells and ebbs and more swells of COVID.
Yeah.
So yes, work is kind of starting to trickle back into the sphere.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm wondering. Has it been have you had kind of a situation yet where you're having like a venue call and you don't feel comfortable or you're not ready quite yet to, know what I mean? Yeah.
I've had a few.
Because I wonder about that right now with a lot of the talent.
Well, I'm in one of those, in between generation people. So I have elder family members. And my boyfriend has elder family members. So we've had to be very, very cautious because they're all immunocompromised. So it's not just a matter of how do I feel about things, but what what is the circumstance and how can I relate that to the other responsibilities I have in my life, which is keeping people alive.
Yeah.
Um, and so right now I am not doing karaoke. I know there are people that are doing it. I can't think of a bigger way to spread germs, but there are some people who are trying to handle it in a very
This is my thought as well. I can't.
yeah.
That's the one way getting everyone in a crowded room screaming at each other. I can't think of a better way to. I
Oh
want
yeah, I mean you get the epic singers and you're
exact.
expelling and there's a lot of power and I
Yeah.
mean you think coughing will spread some
Yeah.
stuff, wait until wait until you got somebody belting out "I will always love you."
Exactly.
Um, so I have done a little bit of DJ work, but only at one place. And the only reason I said yes is because the DJ booth is enclosed. So I don't have to be in the middle of a group of people.
Yeah, that's good.
Um, we
Well,
do
that's
have some events that are on the books, which are people who, for whatever reason, their deposits, they've already sunk so much money into it that they can't let the event go. But we're being very clear with them that, masking anywhere near us has to be done.
yeah.
I do have some disposable microphone covers. If anybody's out there and you're in a situation where you're going to be sharing microphones, you can actually find a pack of these little disposable microphone covers. I actually got some right here. Let me grab
What?
them.
Really?
So this is 100 pack of them,
So you
and
just
they
put them on,
come.
take them off,
Yeah,
toss
yeah,
them.
they come two to a pack. They're disposable. It was $10 for 100 of them, I think, maybe a little less. So to the long answer to your question is yes, people have been calling.
Yeah, I wondered
It's
that.
really a case by case, really selective
Yeah.
basis on what I can choose to be part of. So
Now switching to something a little bit of a lighter topic. I think that's pretty heavy. I know, and I want to let everyone know DJ Audioprism is a ton of fun. I want to know what you're up to lately. As far as I know you're right as well, right?
I'm what?
You right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I
Can
do.
you
I
tell us a
do.
little
I
bit
write.
about this? I want you to explain it to everybody.
Okay, so a few years ago, about 5 years ago, I actually had started doing an interview show on for a network, and I still have that. That's on my YouTube channel. We'll get to that in a minute. But there's an online magazine that I approached me about coming on board to do a film festival with them. And because they were just looking for different people in different industries. And one of the board members knew me and said, "Hey, there's this lady in Atlanta. She's really close to the film industry. We should bring her in." And I said, "That would be me." So after working with them for a little bit, I started writing my own articles because it was something that I had not really considered as a DJ. But one of the things, and I'm going to say this to all the musicians out there, especially if you're a younger musician, and this is something I'd spent a little bit more time on before the world fell apart, is find ways to make yourself visible on multiple platforms. With my expertise as being a DJ, I've done articles about holiday specific playlists,
Yeah.
how to sing correctly into a microphone or talk correctly into a microphone for people that do events. I also have a book project in the works because as a DJ, there's a lot of really, really cool stuff that I've learned over years and years and years of doing this. And my book is actually geared towards music and the science of applying music to events. Because that is one thing that a lot of people kind of trip out. Like you can find business books all day long. You can find books about music all day long, but you very rarely find books that teach you how to apply the music to the psychology and the makeup of the group that you're looking at.
Yeah. But
So those are
those are, and that to me, whenever I found out that you were writing, that was one of those things I had to find out. Like I needed to ask more. And I know that you as well, or like you do weekly mixes, and you do a few times a week. Am I right?
yes, I have been. Real quick about the magazine, that's No Strings Attached e-news.
And that's
And that's
NSAEN. I have it right below you, right here. That's the
perfect.
NSAEN.com, right?
Yes, that
Yeah.
is NSAEN.com, guys. It
Perfect.
is all positive content, informative content. There's some great history stuff. There's
Perfect.
legal stuff. It's a lifestyle and entertainment magazine, but it really focuses on the human experience. And that's what I love about it. It's not clickbait. They're actual articles. It's not somewhere you click on, you get 10 sentences, and then that's nothing,
Yeah.
Um, so we have the magazine. The mix shows is Listen In with DJ Audioprism. You can find that on Mixcloud. You just look for DJ Audioprism on Mixcloud, and you can follow me there. What I've been doing is releasing a monthly live schedule. So you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at DJ Audioprism, or visit my website at www.audioprisment.com. And anywhere you go on there, you'll find my upcoming mix schedule. If you go to Mixcloud, you're going to see several of the sets that I've been doing really for the past year, but the ones that I've been doing since quarantine are a bit more targeted because a lot of the ones that I previously posted were ones that I recorded live. And now these are actual shows that are formed around specific things because my approach to DJing was never, I'm going to be all cool and just play this kind of music and that's the only thing I'm going to play.
Yeah.
I got into it wanting to learn as much as I could about as many different kinds of music as possible. So I literally do events that play music from the 50s to now. No Sailor Sea Shanties,
I
though.
I know. But that's one of the things. Whenever I listened, you had a show a week ago or so, and I was listening to it, and I was loving the variety. That's one of the things about you that I've always loved is the variety that you play. It's beautiful, and you do different shows weekly that feature different styles.
Yes.
That really kind of showcase what you have, your talent.
Right. And I've always been a huge fan of musicians because I always like to tell other DJs, you have to support your musician friends because without musicians, I wouldn't be a DJ.
That's right.
Period.
We help each other. I think
go all the way back.
Yeah, I think it's very connected. I think listen, I want to say thank you so much for coming on and for chatting with me tonight. Let me remind everybody, it's nsaen.com. I also have your YouTube listed below so they can find you at Audio Prism Entertainment Show on YouTube. And
if you want to watch me interview people real quick, go find YouTube. That's Cut and Mix. You'll find interviews with Curtis Blow, Alex Ben Block from LA Magazine, and I've got one coming up with comedian Ian Bagg too. That's coming out for release in the next week or two.
Yeah, folks, she is amazing, and thank you a million times, DJ Audio Prism. I deeply appreciate it. Like I say, with the way that things kind of went tonight, I'm so happy to have people like you and people that can just jump in and help us out. And it takes a village to raise a show. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Been there, done that. I've been the one sitting there going, "Oop, well, it's a lot of meat tonight, huh, guys?" So,
well, thank you again, DJ Audio Prism. I hope you have a good night and go get some rest. Okay.
You too. I'll watch the rest of the show though before all.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Have a good night.